Is boredom driving you insane? Keep watching and I'll share with you my #1 tip on how to defeat boredom. Okay, the first time I got super bored at a job, I was probably 20 years old. And guess where I worked? A teddy bear factory. All I did all night, this was a third shift job, all I did was stuff teddy bears. And you can imagine how boring that can get. I'm taking a teddy bear piece, I'm stuffing it, throw it to the side. Take another piece, we're talking arms, legs, heads. And I did that for 8 hours. So what did I do? I turned it into a game. The first thing I did was I asked my boss, who has the record for most teddy bears stuffed in an 8-hour shift? And she said 120. I'm like, okay, that's going to be my goal. So now that I had a goal, I had something to keep me occupied. I had a little timer and I started tracking how much I could do in an 8-hour shift. I could only do 76 to 80 at the time, but I started working on it. This took away the boredom just from having that one game to try to break the record. So I did break the record with 120 teddy bears. A week later, I broke it again with 200. And then 2 weeks later, I broke it again with 340. Now this continued until I finally broke the record with 720 teddy bears stuffed in an 8-hour shift. I got so fast at it that I approached my boss and asked, hey, can I get a raise? Because right now I'm stuffing 7 to 8 times more than everyone else. And she said no. So that kind of took away my game right there. So why am I telling you this? Well, I applied that principle throughout the rest of my life. Whenever I would get bored, I would start to time it. So imagine this, you have kids, you ask them, clean your room. They get bored, they're like, I don't want to. But then ask them, time it, see how long it takes you. And then they'll time it. And then the next time you ask them to clean their room, ask them, can you beat your time from last time? Now for me, I'm a software developer. Sometimes I get bored. Sometimes some of the things that you have to do are repetitive. You do them over and over and over again. So I'll give you a piece of advice. How do you combat this boredom? Well, start by making it into a game. And the best way I found to make things into a game is start with time. You have that time factor. See how long it takes you to do that repetitive task. Maybe it takes you 45 minutes. And then the next time you do it, see how much you can bring it down from 45 minutes. Maybe next time you do it, it's 35 minutes. And then the next time you do it, it's 30 minutes. And then you start coming up with creative solutions. Maybe there's a way I can automate part of this. Maybe there's a way I can bring it down even more. And it's not until you start thinking that way of turning things into games that you start coming up with other solutions. And you can believe me that I came up with a lot of creative solutions to get to that point, but I never would have gotten to that point unless I turned it into a game. So that's my #1 piece of advice. If you get bored doing something, convert it into a game and then see how good you can get at that game. Start with time. How much time does it take you to do something? And then see if you can get that time down. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Then you'll start creating creative solutions. And once you have those creative solutions, you can pass those on to other people. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day.